If you thought Blueface's drama was chaotic on the outside, wait until you hear what Katt Williams just exposed from the inside, because this revelation makes Hollywood scandals look like preschool nap time. According to Katt, Blueface didn't just serve time. He allegedly faced a prison ritual so humiliating, so bizarre, and so dark that even Netflix refused to greenlight a documentary. And trust me, when Katt Williams starts talking, universe stops spinning for a second because he doesn't whisper, he detonates. The man walked onto a stage and dropped secrets like he was trying to summon the Illuminati hotline. But the real jaw-dropper came when he exposed the story behind those strange tattoos Blueface flexes so proudly. Katt made it sound less like ink and more like trauma with a price tag, suggesting Blueface didn't get marked by choice, but by force. Suddenly, the internet went from laughing to clutching their chests like church aunties who overheard sin. Fans froze. Haters screamed. Memes started loading like bullets. This wasn't simple tea. This was dark roast, brewed in the basement of a maximum security prison at midnight, served with a side of fear. And today, we're unpacking every shadow, every rumor, every twisted detail, because the truth behind Blueface's prison ritual just got unlocked. And it's uglier than anyone imagined. The story begins long before Katt Williams opened his mouth and set the internet on fire. Blueface had built an entire persona around chaos, confidence, and controversy. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared fans for the whispers leaking from the prison walls. At first, these rumors sounded like typical social media fiction, exaggerated, dramatic, and clearly written by someone who gets paid in Twitter likes. But the tone shifted when multiple sources started hinting at a ritual, something beyond normal prison culture, something that left a permanent mark, not just on Blueface's skin, but on his pride. And that's when the internet leaned in. Everything escalated when Katt Williams stepped into the spotlight like a comedic prophet carrying forbidden knowledge. Katt is known for roasting everyone from the music industry to the US government. But this time his voice was different, colder, sharper, heavier. When he mentioned Blueface, the room reportedly froze the way classrooms do when a teacher says, "Let's talk about your grades." He didn't laugh. He didn't joke. He delivered the story with the seriousness of a man reading ancient scrolls of disaster. The audience didn't know whether to laugh, cry, or call a therapist. According to Katt's version, Blueface's initiation behind bars wasn't the typical roof-on tumble, prison fight, or territorial intimidation. Nope, Katt made it sound like a scene straight out of a psychological horror film, something involving humiliation, control, and an unexpected tattoo ritual that stripped Blueface of the bravado he's famous for. The moment he hinted that the tattoo wasn't a choice but an enforcement, the internet collectively gasped. People replayed the clip, slow-motioned his words, and acted like CSI agents decoding a national secret. Katt didn't just spill tea, he boiled the whole pot. Blueface had already hinted in past interviews that prison life wasn't sweet. But fans thought he meant bad food, strict guards, or annoying cellmates. Nobody imagined something so psychologically twisted that even Katt Williams hesitated before describing it. Rumors swirled that Blueface was singled out not because he was a celebrity, but because he carried himself with a confidence that rubbed inmates the wrong way. Confidence in prison is like a luxury car in a bad neighborhood. It attracts attention, and not the good kind. As more whispers spread, fans dug deeper into Blueface's old tattoo photos, zooming in like detectives searching for codes on ancient ruins. Some users claimed the shapes were symbolic. Others said the placement looked institutional. A few conspiracy theorists pulled out charts, graphs, and zodiac signs to explain what it all meant. When the internet wants to solve something, it becomes a university of unlicensed experts fueled by caffeine and chaos. And Blueface's ugly tattoos became the lecture of the month. The real question haunting everyone was simple. What exactly happened? Katt Williams didn't outright say the full ritual, but he hinted dough. He hinted hard. His tone dropped. His eyes narrowed. His voice dipped 3 octaves into "this ain't a joke anymore" territory. He described the process like a secret ceremony designed to break a man's ego, challenge his identity, and mark him with something he never requested. The implication was chilling. Blueface wasn't participating. He was enduring. Fans immediately split into camps. One camp believed Katt entirely, arguing that prison culture is full of hidden power plays, rituals, and humiliations no outsider could imagine. They said it made perfect sense for a celebrity to be targeted after all. Fame doesn't protect you behind bars. It puts a spotlight on your every move. The second camp accused Katt of exaggerating for clout, saying he had beef with half the industry and enjoyed exposing people like it was sport. But even these skeptics couldn't deny how serious he sounded. This wasn't comedy. This was confession. As the story spread, Blueface's past behavior suddenly gained new meaning. His aggression, arrogance, impulsive decisions, fans began psychoanalyzing him like unpaid therapists. Some believed he was acting out to reclaim a sense of dominance after being stripped emotionally in prison. Others argued he'd been hiding trauma under layers of jokes, flexing, and chaos. It's funny how the internet can turn into a psychology conference with 0 degrees present. People wanted answers. They wanted explanations. And the ritual theory made them feel disturbingly satisfied. Bloggers and gossip channels dove into the deep end, producing videos titled things like "The Symbolism Behind Blueface's Prison Markings" and "The Ritual Hollywood Doesn't Want You to Know." They used dramatic music, blurry screenshots, and red circles drawn around random tattoos that probably meant nothing. But the viewers didn't question it. They clicked, watched, commented, and shared like it was gospel. Scandal sells faster than truth, and this scandal had jet fuel in its veins. Meanwhile, Blueface's silence only made things worse. Every hour he didn't respond added 10 new conspiracy theories to the pile. Fans said he was embarrassed. Critics said he was hiding something. Haters said he was scared. And Christian's name somehow got dragged into the debate too. Because the internet refuses to keep her out of any chaos involving Blueface. People asked whether she knew, whether she joked about it, whether the ritual explained their toxic dynamic. Suddenly, this wasn't just about prison tattoos, it was about psychology, relationships, trauma, and reputation. Katt Williams' clip made its rounds across platforms, and every share added a new layer of exaggeration. What started as a hint became in the hands of the internet. A full-blown mythological ceremony involving symbols, vows, punishments, and secrets passed down through prison generations. It was like watching the world build fanfiction in real time. Even people who didn't follow Blueface chimed in, saying the ritual sounded too insane to be fake. That's the thing about chaos once. It spreads. Logic dies first. And yet, beneath all the wild speculation, one theme echoed everywhere: humiliation. Whether the ritual was symbolic, psychological, or physical. The internet believed Blueface left prison with wounds deeper than the ink on his skin. Katt's storytelling made listeners feel like there was a darkness Blueface never addressed publicly. A darkness he laughed over, fought over, flexed through, but never healed. And that interpretation fueled a wave of sympathy, mockery, and fascination all at once. The moment Katt's clip hit the algorithm, celebrities reacted faster than publicists could draft a no comment. It was like Hollywood decided to hold an emergency town hall meeting in the Instagram comment section. Rapper after rapper popped up pretending they had known this the whole time, even though half of them were hearing it for the first time on a bootleg TikTok repost. Snoop Dogg dropped a confused emoji, which instantly became a meme template. Boosie went live without knowing any details, yelling at his phone like it owed him child support. And Cardi B, she posted one single side-eyed gif that broke the internet harder than the great Facebook outage of 2021. The memes were savage. Twitter, or X, depending on who you ask, became a full-blown comedy battleground. Someone edited Blueface's tattoos into a horror movie poster titled "Marked: The Prison Ritual Saga." Another user photoshopped Katt Williams holding ancient scrolls, claiming he uncovered prison secrets version 3.0. The jokes got so ruthless that even people who hated Blueface came back to defend him because the internet turned cruelty into an Olympic sport. By the time the memes reached TikTok, there were reenactments, ASMR narrations, puppet versions, and even a rap battle parody. Chaos traveled faster than facts. While the jokes flew, a darker debate simmered underneath. Some fans said Katt's story exposed the horrifying reality of prison culture, a place where humiliation was used as currency. They argued that Blueface's cocky persona made him a prime target, and that the ritual was a power move by inmates determined to break him. Others insisted the whole thing sounded exaggerated, claiming Katt loved telling stories with more seasoning than a Thanksgiving turkey. Yet even the skeptics admitted something about his tone felt too real to ignore. This wasn't stand-up hit was testimony. Blueface's enemies had a field day. Blueface's enemies had a field day. Every rapper who had ever subbed him, every influencer he ever disrespected, every comedian he ever mocked, they all crept out of the shadows like cartoon villains celebrating their moment. They posted cryptic laughing emojis, talked about karma, and hinted they weren't surprised. Some even claimed they had heard similar things years ago, even though 5 minutes earlier they were Googling Blueface tattoos, prison, meaning. The hypocrisy was delicious, and fans feasted. Drama always tastes better when served by people who pretend to be humble. But the real explosion happened when Krishan Rock posted a video reacting to the gossip. Her face went from confused to shocked to territorial in a matter of seconds. She didn't exactly deny the rumors. She simply said, "Man, y'all weird. Y'all believe anything online?" But the tone in her voice cracked like she was discovering the tea at the same time as everyone else. Fans zoomed in on her eyes like they were decoding a Da Vinci painting, claiming they saw embarrassment, anger, even sympathy. Meanwhile, Blueface's silence became deafening. INFLUENCERS dove deeper into the psychological angle, producing breakdowns titled Blueface, The Trauma Behind the Tattoos. Some claimed the ritual explained why he acts out. Others said it explained his obsession with dominance, chaos, and controlling relationships. TikTok psychologists who paid $0 for their degrees began analyzing his facial expressions in old interviews, linking them to prison humiliation triggers. The internet became a pseudo-therapy session hosted by clueless narrators who had no idea what they were talking about. But the confidence of experts who definitely should not be experts. Then the conspiracy theories hit the scene. According to some threads, the tattoo wasn't just humiliation, was symbolism tied to prison hierarchies. Others claimed it was a mark that identified Blueface as someone who lost a power struggle. A few theories went completely off the rails, suggesting secret underground groups, ritualistic hazing, and prison subcultures nobody had ever heard of. The theories multiplied like gremlins dropped in water. Logic died early in the thread and never came back. But speculation, oh, that thrived like a plant getting sunlight for the first time as the drama spread internationally. Foreign commentary entered the chat stand. That's when things became unhinged. British influencers called the ritual proper mad. Australians said it was some dusty energy. Nigerians roasted Blueface with jokes so brutal he would need therapy just to read the subtitles. Latin creators reenacted Katt Williams' speech with telenovela-level dramatics. Suddenly, Blueface wasn't trending in the US only, he was a global cautionary meme. It was the worst, most embarrassing type of fame. Involuntary international humiliation. Meanwhile, Katt Williams remained perfectly calm, refusing to retract a single syllable. Interviews reached out. Podcasts begged him to elaborate. Even radio shows wanted him to return and drop part 2, but Katt refused. He simply moved on like a man who casually unleashed a nuclear bomb and then asked for a cup of tea. That's what made people believe him even more. He didn't chase the moment. He didn't milk it. He said it once and walked away like someone who already knew the truth didn't need repetition. And nothing scares the internet more than confidence backed by silence. Every platform tried to contact Blueface. Gossip blogs emailed his team. Entertainment reporters tagged him. Even random fans slid into his DMs asking, "Bro, is it true?" But Blueface stayed quiet. He didn't deny it. He didn't clarify. He didn't joke. And when a man who jokes about everything suddenly refuses to joke about something, people assume the worst. His silence added more fuel to the fire than any post he could have made. It was like watching a celebrity sit in a burning car without saying a word. As public outrage grew, so did public curiosity. People demanded answers. They wanted Blueface to speak, Christian to comment, Katt to elaborate, and prison officials to issue statements. Blogs posted timelines, experts weighed in, and fans argued like they were on a televised debate show. Some said the ritual was exaggerated. Others said the rumor didn't matter. Humiliation rituals were real regardless. Everyone had an opinion and nobody had the facts. It was the perfect recipe for a scandal stew. Hot, messy, and irresistible. But the most shocking twist came from old prison associates who suddenly emerged, claiming they witnessed things. Their stories were contradictory, dramatic, and obviously embellished, but the internet didn't care. They added spice to a pot already boiling over. Each new claim pushed Blueface deeper into the scandal, making him look like someone caught in a nightmare he couldn't wake from. Whether true or not, the allegations spread like wildfire, and by now, the flame was scorching every corner of his reputation as the storm settled into a full-blown internet hurricane. The aftermath began hitting Blueface harder than any diss track he ever released. The scandal had evolved beyond rumors. It became a cultural talking point, a digital landmark of humiliation stamped across the timeline. Suddenly, every mistake he ever made looked different. Fans rewatched old interviews with squinted eyes, searching for signs of trauma. Commentators began rewriting his entire backstory, painting him as either a tragic figure hiding deep wounds or a ticking time bomb shaped by humiliation. His reputation wasn't just damaged, was being reconstructed by strangers who had never met him. The strangest twist was how the incident brought unexpected sympathy from people who usually despised him. Critics who roasted Blueface daily started saying things like, "Yo, maybe he really been going through something." And even his harshest haters hesitated before making jokes. The ritual rumor cracked open a vulnerability the internet wasn't used to seeing. And while some still mocked him mercilessly, others argued that maybe the man had been acting out from buried pain. Suddenly, his chaotic behavior didn't look comedic, it looked like coping. And the internet doesn't know how to handle empathy without making it dramatic. Brands and platforms began pulling subtle distance. Podcast hosts stopped inviting him. Reality shows shifted their focus. Even gossip channels hesitated, unsure which angle would get them canceled or praised. Blueface wasn't just trending for the wrong reasons, he was radioactive. Anything connected to his name became part of the scandal. Like a digital contagion nobody wanted to catch. Even celebrities who normally inserted themselves into drama stayed unusually quiet. Silence in Hollywood is louder than a megaphone, and this silence screamed, "This is too messy even for us." Christian Rock faced her own ripple effects. Although she wasn't part of the ritual itself, the internet dragged her into the conversation anyway, because Blueface's life is a tornado and she's always somewhere in the debris. People claimed the humiliation rumor explained their toxic dynamic, suggesting she mocked him because she knew, or fought him because he projected trauma. Others believed she was blindsided like everyone else. Her reactions became a new battleground, with fans dissecting every facial expression she made like they were studying hieroglyphics from ancient ruins. Her name wasn't in the ritual, but the ritual sure found its way into her storyline. Katt Williams, meanwhile, became a mythical figure in the scandal. His calm delivery, his refusal to backtrack, and his disappearance from the narrative only amplified his credibility. People treated him like a prophet who dropped revelations and vanished into the ether. Interviews replayed his words like sacred scripture. Fans swore his tone meant absolute truth. Critics argued he might have exaggerated but agreed his seriousness was undeniable. Katt didn't need to add fuel. His initial spark was enough to keep the fire burning nonstop. As more details circulated, half lies, half guesses, all viral Blueface finally appeared online. Not in a live rant, not in a statement, not in a podcast. He posted a single picture of himself eating food, smiling like nothing had happened. But the internet didn't buy it for a second. His eyes looked tired. His body language looked stiff. His fake smile looked carved on with emotional duct tape. Fans called it deflection energy. Haters called it embarrassment. Psychologists on TikTok claimed he showed signs of internalized shame. That one photo did nothing. But deep in the mystery, the aftermath grew darker when radio hosts started discussing the psychology of public humiliation. They invited ex-inmates who talked about rituals behind bars, the power dynamics, the mind games, the erosion of dignity. None of them talked about Blueface specifically, but the parallels were enough to send the internet spiraling again. People connected dots that didn't exist, formed theories that defied physics, and made conclusions without facts. That's the internet's favorite recipe: a little truth, a lot of imagination, and a mountain of drama. Public perception shifted like a tectonic plate. Blueface transformed from internet troll to controversial figure to mysterious victim all in 1 week. Some people defended him passionately, saying the world finally understood why he acted out. Others mocked him more ruthlessly, arguing humiliation was well-deserved karma. And a third group, the loudest, just enjoyed the chaos, taking screenshots, making jokes, and waiting for the next twist like it was the final season of a show. That should have been canceled years ago. But the biggest consequence wasn't the memes, the debates, or the psychology TikToks. It was the impact on Blueface's brand. Sponsors dipped. Business deals stalled. Collaborators hesitated. Even fans began distancing themselves, unsure whether to support or pity him. The humiliation allegations stuck to him like glue, becoming part of his narrative whether true or not. It didn't matter if the story was exaggerated. What mattered was that it felt real enough to believe. And in the world of viral scandals, perception always beats facts. Still, the scandal didn't break Blueface, it reshaped him. After a few days, he began posting more aggressively, doubling down on bravado as if trying to overcompensate. He flaunted money harder, talked tougher, acted bolder, but the comments told a different story. Every flex was met with someone referencing the ritual. Every joke he cracked was overshadowed by a tattoo meme. Every attempt to distract the audience failed because the internet doesn't forget it bookmarks. Blueface wasn't moving past the scandal. The scandal was moving with him. As the days passed, the ritual rumor became legend. Something between myth and accusation. Something the internet whispered about like a cautionary tale. Fans began warning upcoming rappers, stay humble or you'll end up like Blueface. Others used it as a metaphor for what fame does to the broken. And conspiracy theorists, they treated it like a secret chapter in hip-hop history. Whether true or false, the ritual became part of the culture. A symbol, a warning, a punchline, a wound dot, and in the quiet moments between posts, the world realized something important. Blueface wasn't just dealing with public embarrassment, he was dealing with something deeper, something personal, something long-lasting. The kind of humiliation that reshapes ego, decisions, relationships, and identity. The scandal didn't end when the memes slowed down. It lived on in the tattoos, the silence, the tone of his posts, the discomfort in Christian's face, and the shadows behind Katt Williams' words. If you made it to the end of this wild, unhinged, emotionally unstable roller coaster, congratulations, you officially have more stamina than Blueface's PR team. Because what we just unpacked wasn't a scandal, wasn't gossip, wasn't even tea. This was a volcanic eruption of humiliation, mystery, trauma. And Katt Williams walking in like a truth-telling wizard with zero intention of cleaning up the mess afterward. And the craziest part? This saga isn't done. With Blueface, every silence is a warning. Every post is a clue. And every tattoo is a breadcrumb leading to a darker chapter the internet isn't ready for. So before the next explosion hits the timeline, because trust me, another one is coming sooner than Blueface can delete a tweet make. Sure, you hit that like button like it owes your grandma money. Smash subscribe like you're slamming a prison door shut. And for the love of viral drama, turn on notifications, because around here, scandals don't wait for business hours. They show up in the middle of your peaceful breakfast, slap your cereal off the table, and yell, "Breaking news." In your face, drop a comment below telling me what you think really happened behind those prison walls. Was Katt Williams exaggerating? Was Blueface hiding? Or was the truth darker than his legal history and the internet just scratched the surface? Your theories, your conspiracies, your spicy takes, they're all welcome in the chat pit of chaos we call the comment section. Because this is Expose Express, where secrets don't stay buried, receipts never sleep, and every scandal gets dragged into the spotlight, whether it likes it or not. Stay tuned, stay messy, stay curious, because the next bombshell is already loading.